So I'd like to start today because it's the 2nd of January. Yesterday was New Year's Day, um, with another poem from Pastor Steve. Um, this is just part of his poem from New Year's Day. Um, he says, as you stand at the threshold of a new year, it is true the year stretches out like a field of untouched snow before you. But remember, you are not living a whole year. You live in this moment. Now is your choice. And now, and now. It is here, not in some far off time or place, that love is. It is here that the infinite is revealed. May this be a year of staying present. And we will add, for the sake of a season of love, may this be a year of staying present in love. And then he has this wonderful little saying, instead of Happy New Year, I was so entertained by this. He says, Happy New Moment. So you can say that to yourself any time in the day. Happy new moment. And this kind of can remind ourselves to begin again, to begin again, to begin again. Happy new moment. So our mission or season of love is that we are learning to be love in the world. And our poem fragment reminds us that in troubled times, it takes great concentration to align ourselves with grace instead of force, with love instead of fear. We begin by allowing ourselves to be loved. We begin by allowing ourselves to be loved, along with all the rest of creation. Along with all the rest of creation. And then we fall into that love and let that love flow through us into the world. So, like many of you, I get quotes and poems and essays and meditations in the mail. And one of them that I got yesterday or the day before yesterday, I'm going to share. I always notice the ones that talk about love, of course, or soul, or presence, or letting go. And this one says, love one another and you will be happy. It's as simple and as difficult as that. There is no other way. Amen. It sounds so sweet and so profound. And I'm reading this. It says, there is no other way. Amen. And then I'm going, Amen. Amen. Are you kidding me? Truly, it was this sort of thing, this sort of quote that for years made me want to tear my hair out. So it tells me that I need to love everyone. It tells me how to be happy. All I have to do is love everyone. Has anyone tried this? Has anyone tried this, loving everyone? Um, so I want to do this. I've wanted to do this for all my adult life. I knew that it was so central to my transformation, to my spiritual becoming. I wanted to love people more. And that's what we are all doing here. And so some of us may have signed up for a season of love, kind of thinking the same way. I'm going to be a better lover this year. I will love people better. I will love my neighbor. I will love my enemies. I will. And then something doesn't go our way. Somebody gives us a sideways glance or a sneering remark. We get frustrated. We get irritated. Someone is mean or just completely oblivious, and all our loving goes right out the window. And that's all because this beautiful little poem meditation says nothing at all about how to love like that. And it doesn't warn us about the part of ourselves that's going to obstruct love. So for me and my personality, this little poem is just an ego time bomb. So I read this poem and I go, I'm going to do that. And it represents a deep desire of my heart. It taps into what I most deeply know to be true. So I try and try and try, and then I fail. And when I fail, my ego beats me up and I give up. I'm never going to get better at this. I'm never really going to know how to love. So I probably still don't really know how to love, but I do think that I'm getting closer. So what I am getting closer to, what I am starting to understand is that really it has nothing, almost nothing to do with me. And almost everything to do with love. And it's like it's a Venn diagram where the two circles, one represents me, one represents love, are just barely touching because that's all it takes. If the love that is can just barely impact me, then I will begin to love like that. It doesn't require that I completely be that love. It requires that that love can affect me enough that it comes into me and I let it flow back out again. So the only part that has anything at all to do with me is the fact that I open myself to it. That is the only part that requires any practice. I will never get better at looking at somebody that irritates me and say, I love you. What I will get better at is feeling that I am full of love. And then that love naturally flows in me and out towards me. And I have been experiencing this. So that already in this season of love, as I think of those people that I don't like, I can hold them in this great circle of love and feel that they belong. I can feel that they belong. So we're going to rewrite this poem. And instead of love one another, we're going to say, allow yourself to be in love. And you will automatically love everybody. Allow yourself to be in love, and you will automatically love everybody. Hate, fear, and control cannot exist in love. So instead of what the poem says, and you will be happy, we would say, you will feel happiness, and you will feel sadness, and you will feel anger, and you'll feel concern for others. You'll feel fear sometimes, but it will pass. You'll be confused. You will feel wonder. You will feel pain. You will feel it all. And in all, you will feel that happiness and that joy and the love that underdwells all things. And instead of saying it's as simple and difficult as that, we will say practice being in love. None of us can just decide to love. We must all learn to relax our egos so that the channels of love in us that are our innate way of being are fully open. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that to practice being in love. And to practice being in love actually is not difficult. It feels really good. It's welcome and lovely. So instead of there is no other way, as the poem says, we will say the only way to live always in love, to always be in love, is to practice being loved, falling into that love, and letting love flow through you into the world. And then we can all say, Amen. So let us practice together. I invite us to take a breath in. And as you let your breath out, let yourself really begin to come here into this moment, feeling your space. And taking another breath in. And as you release this breath, becoming aware of dropping down into a space of love. And imagining that this space that you inhabit is filled with love. Just like the space you're in right now is filled with air. And imagining that your being is completely porous, that air that is love flows in and through you, and that there are no obstacles to that love. And then drop down into your own experience, using all of your senses, any of your feelings, any of your thoughts, to name what is happening for you right now. And then checking to see if you can sense how you're already becoming present. If you can notice the difference between when you first arrived and your sense of presence now. The first part of our practice is all about building presence so that we stabilize in the present moment. And our body is a huge gift to us in terms of grounding us in the moment and in the here. So bringing your awareness to your feet, experience love flowing into your feet and your ankles, your lower legs, and your upper legs. Your hips and your pelvis. Experiencing love flowing into your belly. Letting love bathe all the organs of the belly. Letting love flow into and fill your chest. And your physical beating heart. Letting love flow into your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your lower arms, and your hands. Letting love flow into your back, beginning with the tailbone. And imagining love flowing up the spinal cord to include all the muscles and the ribs. The scapula and the neck. Letting love flow into the scalp, the head, and coming to rest on the face. Now experiencing yourself as one whole being. Can you feel yourself here now, filled with love? Beginning to include your inner experience, staying with and in your body from that place. Observing your inner being begin with the heart, allowing love to fill the heart. The heart is infinite. There's no reason to think that it's not. There's no reason to think that it's limited by the physical body. So as love flows into your heart, let it expand as much as it desires. Don't force anything, just simply notice what happens as love flows in to your heart. And now inviting love to come fully into contact with your spirit, your aliveness, your flow, your energy. This doesn't exist in one part of your being, but all parts of your being. Just notice what happens if you invite love into your spirit. What happens? And now drawing your awareness to your mind. And just as we did with the heart, allowing love to flow into the mind. Don't limit the mind to the size of your head. Let love flow in and simply observe what happens. Now revisiting each part of our being and bringing them into a whole. Noticing yourself as a body, a heart, spirit, mind. This one whole being that is you, filled with love. Now letting your awareness extend out beyond your four walls. Begin to be aware of the land that surrounds you, of the creatures that surround you. Let your awareness extend as far as it would like. And become aware that all beings, all creatures are also filled with love in exactly the same way. See if you can feel the we-ness. We are an us with the rest of the world, allowing yourself to belong. to it and in it and with it. And see if as you do that, you can continue to keep track of yourself, your own being, and all other beings. Or just one. And then feeling how the earth is drawing you into itself, how the earth is holding you here now. Recognizing that the force of gravity is doing the work of holding. You don't have to hold yourself. You can begin to relax. And just noticing what happens when I say that, you can begin to relax. You feel tension beginning to seep out of your body. You notice your muscles beginning to relax. Or maybe you notice resistance. You notice there are parts of yourself that you continue to hold. Just invite relaxation into any of those areas, allowing those parts of yourself to be held. From this place of holding and presence, begin to observe your breath. That natural flow of receiving and releasing. And just keep all your awareness on that flow for a few breaths. And then seeing if you might imagine or be aware, you might actually be able to sense that same sort of flow in the whole world. That same receiving and releasing. Whether it's soil or a rock or a cloud, a tree, a human, a bird. And you see how we might all be in that flow. And stay in this space of oneness. See if you can notice how love is present in this flow. See if you can notice how all things are well when we are in this flow. Things come and they go. But underneath it all is always love. Thank you so much for practicing with me and supporting my own practice. Happy present moment. Love you all.